Well, Andy, we're taking a big extended family vacation to Italy in a few months. I mean, kids, girlfriends, wives, the whole thing. And today on the
Paying for that whole thing?
No. And today on the group text thread of like everybody getting together, somebody puts out there, "Hey, how about a cooking class?" And I immediately get in there with like, "Let me know when it's over. I'll be wandering the streets,
Be sitting
looking
at a table."
Yeah. I'm like, I'm the a-hole. Everybody else is all excited about this cooking class. No. I don't want to go to Italy so I can make my own food.
That does not sound like something you would do on vacation.
No, you might.
Yeah,
you might. I don't want to go on vacation.
I'm active when I go on vacation. We do stuff. We move around and explore. I don't like to just sit down with a beer at a pub like you.
No, not true. We explore, we walk all over, we make sure at least one day we do one thing. I don't park in a pub all day. That's
the
not
way
true.
you've described your vacations in the past.
That's my favorite part when I'm in there having a pint. But we're on foot. We walk many miles a day. We go see the sights. Yeah.
Well,
this could be pubs.
This could be something that's really fun. Other than just looking at sites, you could pick up a skill and learn it from people there in the old country.
Why go on vacation to make a meal? I don't want to, and I don't want to learn how to make a meal. I want to be served a meal. Italy's
I can
not
see you
where
don't
I
have the right attitude
pasta.
for that. Yeah,
I don't have the right attitude. Let's roll the open. I'm going to try to reset.
The Murph and Andy Show is brought to you in part by Ramsey Subaru, home of the toughest, most reliable cars in the world and the people who back them up, on Hickman Road in Urbandale.
Grammy-nominated country artist Tyler Childers presents Snipe Hunt, performing at KC Center July 15th with special guest Wednesday. Get tickets now at highvtix.com.
The special guest is Wednesday?
Get ready. Blues Traveler and Jen Blossoms. Plus special guests, Spin Doctors. September 10th, Lordson Amphitheater at Waterworks Park. Blues Traveler, Jen Blossoms. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster. Blues Traveler and Jen Blossoms. Presented by the Willis Summer Series.
Yeah, I have to rank those.
I'm Chris Williams. Join me weekly for the CW Pod on Iowa Everywhere, where I do a lot of sports business, the business of college sports, breaking down college football, and of course, intriguing interviews as well, weekly on Iowa Everywhere.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking the entire time.
Do you know your mic is on?
Absolutely.
Murph and Andy, talking sports and more, exclusively on Iowa Everywhere. From the Channel Seed Studios, here are Keith Murphy and Andy Fales.
So glad you're joining us, especially those of you getting ready for the Iowa at Washington men's basketball game. I know that's just over 9 hours away. So to take time out of your prep to stop in and join us, we do appreciate it. 10:05 p.m. Iowa tip.
Coast to coast, the Big Ten.
Big Ten, yeah.
The conference with the most, although that's not totally true, right? I mean, you got Stanford and Cal and the ACC now.
That's the one.
The Atlantic coast.
That's the biggest oxymoron. Stanford and Cal.
They just had
in
to
the
find an
Atlantic
open
Coast
seat.
Conference.
Yeah.
No, that's the PCC. Is that what you mean? No, ACC.
No.
Table Setter from Guest House Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines. Coming up on Murph and Andy, Sports and More today. Dumb Super Bowl questions. Who needs knees to ski? And the Miracle on Ice still delivers. That's all straight ahead, but we'll start with high or low since our last show.
Presented by Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
Your tax forms are coming in, and you've probably started looking at your financial year right now. And one person you can connect with to get all that stuff in order is Tim Hawkins and his company, Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax. And of course, if you need somebody to prepare your taxes, maybe you're switching, maybe you haven't gotten to that step yet in life where your taxes just get too complicated to do on your own, another good call to make to those guys. You'll find them at wealthcharterretirement.com. I'm going high today. This is a bit unorthodox, but my cough is, oh man, I love it. It has progressed into the very productive stage, which means it's almost done. I'm just getting good phlegm with each cough. It's not that like last week.
This is quite a high you have going here, Andy.
Well, it's a bit of a reach maybe, but last week I had that, how it's that awful cough where it's the tickle in your lungs, but you're not coughing anything up. It's just, you're just coughing because it's irritated and it won't stop.
I've heard you. I felt bad for you.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. It's so annoying to everybody at work, and it's hard. And I always try to keep that in mind. I'm like, okay, I'm really annoying right now. I'm really annoying everybody, and a bunch of people probably want me to go home, and everybody just wants me to shut up, and it's really, really annoying. I try to go outside and cough and all that stuff, but it's hard. And then like later on, it'll be somebody else coughing, and then I'm annoyed, and I have to remind myself, no, I was that person not very long ago. But you get into that stage, you know what I mean? It's like you go from that dry nothing cough to a good wet hacking cough, man, and that's a good feeling. Yeah, it's you hawk that up, and you feel I feel 100%, but so you're like, okay, I'm almost out of the woods here. I'm just going to cough this stuff up and get rid of it. And then you just feel so much better. Maybe you start the morning in the shower, with some good expectoration. And then you just got to, you
shower farmer's blow,
clear the lungs out. Yeah. You feel so much better. So that's my high today. I mean, it's a gray Wednesday, early February. It's a bit of a reach. There's not a lot going on to talk about to really be happy about, but I found something right there.
Did you say Wednesday? Wednesday opens for Tyler Childers in the Snipe Hunt Tour.
That's right.
You ever been on a snipe hunt?
I've not been on a snipe hunt.
Do you know what one is?
Is it fake?
It is.
Okay.
It is. We were taken on a snipe hunt in Boy Scouts, which in this day and age sounds like something it wasn't. Yeah, like our scoutmaster and the other dads, and we're all there all the time. They knew what a snipe hunt was, and they just started really talking it up during this one camp out that we had that was a few nights long, and they were like, oh man, fresh snipe is so good, and we'd get like a bag full of them, and we'd skin them and we'd roast them, and we would eat the snipes, and it was so good, and we were eating this terrible food, Spam and just gross biscuits and stuff out of a dirty Dutch oven in the campfire. And so we were like, oh, that sounds pretty good. They're like, yeah, it tastes like chicken, and then you can cook it a whole bunch of different ways. We could do like some pot pies and stuff. I was like, man, I love pot pies. So I was excited. We were all excited. They're like, okay, let's go on a snipe hunt. And so we're like, oh,
snipes.
And like the whole troop is like, we were in, we bought in 100%. So they lead us way the hell out in the woods, way out in Beaumont Scout Ranch in Missouri, and then they were like, okay, we're gonna herd them up, and we're gonna funnel them like toward you guys, and everybody get a stick. We all had like a big stick. When they come by, you just smack them over the head and knock them out, just kill them in one blow, and then gather them up. We all had like bags and stuff. We were ready.
And no one in your group is showing any reservations at this point. Like, I don't know if this is real.
No, 100% buy-in.
They're all in.
We were all there. Yeah. So we're all way out in the woods, and then they're like, okay, and then they like disappear, and like a couple of times they would like send word like, we found a bunch of them. We got them headed your way. We're like, oh, okay, and we would dig in a little bit more, and then there was just nothing, and we were out there for probably like, we were really patient too. It was like we were fishing. We were like a half an hour of nothing before we're like, it's getting dark, man. What is going on here? And
where are the snipes?
And and of course we eventually just kind of gave up and like somehow found our way back to the campsite. That's like a minor miracle right there. And then we get back to the campsite and all the dads are all sitting around the fire, you know, they're
laughing,
drinking wild turkey and stuff, but they were just laughing at us, and we had been had. So that is the snipe hunt, and ever since then I not only know what the term is, I know how it feels to be on the other end, to be in the receiving end of the snipe hunt joke.
Pretty elaborate prank there. But if you go see Tyler Childers, he actually will be there on stage. I'm going high here. A story in our newscast last night by John Sears on the Hoover Huskies and their super fans from Deerfield Retirement Community. It's one of my favorite stories ever. I just love this. Wes Burrell is Hoover's coach. He works over at Deerfield, and he brings the group over to cheer on the Huskies at games. And they're 60 years apart, these players, and maybe more in some cases. I think one of the residents that John interviewed said he was in his late 80s. So it's just so cool to see them at the games and cheering, and then speaking to some of the Hoover kids and what it means and trying to please and make these super fans happy. Just a wonderful story. I just loved what Coach Burrell, who I remember as a really good player, what he was saying just about how we need to come together. People need to see people from other generations and other parts of town and other groups, because that's how you break down walls. When people have relationships, they talk to each other and they experience each other on their own turf, and that works both ways. And I loved everything about the story. And if you haven't seen it, it's at WHO13.com. But props to John and everybody who participated in this. It is awesome. Made me feel good.
Yeah, it was a really nice story. And yeah, some really good sound from enthusiastic residents there at the retirement community. They were kind of happy to be a part of the story. But yeah, it was really, really nice. I liked it.
And also, Sci-Fan DD immediately uses the photo that was on the screen to get in a shot. Says this looks like the audience at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Andy, I think you gave Drake fans this rep for a long time.
Yeah. Well, they deserved it. Yeah, it was. I mean, hey,
they've moved out.
They were showing up, right? I mean, I was talking. They were the ones showing up. It was the ones that weren't showing up that deserved the criticism.
Let's catch the buzz on a Wednesday.
The Buzz. Brought to you by Logier Heating and Cooling.
Logier Heating and Cooling, bringing comfort home season after season for 120 years. Well, if you're looking for the buzz, it's not the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl was last night. There's no reason to keep playing this. Like, it doesn't do any harm. Like, it doesn't make me mad. I just don't care. I don't care about a flag football game. We've long since passed the stage where there's some of the best players in football, but many of them aren't. They're just the 8th or 9th, or in the case of Shedeur Sanders, like the 15th choice. Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders were in the Pro Bowl. 2 below average Browns quarterbacks this season. But anyway, let's get to a quickie poll from WCI Pools and Spas in Ames and Urbandale about last night's Pro Bowl.
Were you aware the NFL Pro Bowl was last night? Yes, I am and was aware, or nope, not aware. Went right past me.
I was aware, but David Warrington, who is really into sports and works in our sports department, he came back from a shoot and looked at the TV and said, the Pro Bowl was on? He had no idea. So where are you guys?
I mean, I knew it was on because I was on ESPN's website and
couldn't miss it.
Saw it there, yeah. But I mean, I didn't know what was going on in the Pro Bowl. I didn't tune it in.
We were out to dinner, and my wife said something about the Pro Bowl, and I said, "Oh, that must have been Sunday, I guess."
It used to be on Sunday, sure.
Yeah, and it might be kind of fun to watch with the kids. It's flag football, and she was like, "No, it's on right now on that TV." I was like, "Oh, well, I guess it's on Tuesday now." So no, I was not aware.
for a long time, it was like the Sunday, I think, after the Super Bowl. And then they moved it to the Sunday between the championship games and the Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
That sounds right to me. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of the guys that weren't in the Super Bowl. I honestly, I guess I wouldn't even be surprised if there were some players who played in the Super Bowl and then played in the Pro Bowl. I mean,
we got like the free trip to Hawaii and you got paid. And back then, getting paid a little bit of money actually meant something to these guys.
Right. Now guys can buy their own island. So it's lost a lot of the shine. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We've talked about this ad nauseum over the years, like what in the world to do with the Pro Bowl to make it like it used to be, or make it, I guess at this point, just make it interesting. And I mean, clearly they are trying. I mean, they've gone way outside. It's not even tackle football anymore. Not that it ever was.
It's literally flag football with flags, wearing flags, no pads.
I don't know. That's the one thing about football is that you're just never really going to get around is the fact that it's such a physical sport that you can only play it once a week. Even, shortening the week with a Monday night game is pushing it. And, it's something that the players now are too wealthy to be able to incentivize. You can't, you can't tempt them with money or trips or any of that stuff anymore. So it's either out of pride or curiosity or otherwise, they ain't doing it. And you're just going to have to go real deep in that Pro Bowl roster. I wonder how bad it'll eventually get. I wonder if they won't be able to use NFL players at all anymore, if we'll ever get to that point. That's probably not out of the question.
It's possible. I read a story that said they used to go to Hawaii in part because, like, Peyton Manning, for instance, would kind of be the wise sage and the other players would come to him for counsel about various things in football. But the week up to the game, they had quite a bit of privacy there, so that was one of the appeals. The players just hanging out with each other, not that much media during the week, and it was just a real bonding thing. But now that they've moved it to the Super Bowl site, there's no privacy, there's no lack of media. It's part of the fishbowl that exists, Super Bowl week. Also, Super Bowl week, Monday is the time for Super Bowl questions, media day, and this has gotten so out of control. It used to be, I can remember in the newscast, there would be a few funny questions that were asked, and those would be a fun way to put those together, the most bizarre questions. But then, unfortunately, many websites and radio shows started sending people for the sole purpose of asking the most offbeat questions possible, and then it didn't really seem authentic anymore because it wasn't. So we're not going in that direction, but we do have a couple of dumb Super Bowl questions. We'll start with Patriots coach Mike Vrabel on the receiving end of this gem.
Is this a must-win game?
A must-win? Yeah, I think every time we go out is a must-win game. I mean, it's kind of the attitude that I've always taken in the National Football League.
He actually answered that seriously.
It's the Super Bowl.
Seriously. Yeah, he didn't even point that out.
I mean,
he didn't come off script for a second there. That's what they say about every game.
Yeah, if it's must win, like if you don't win, everybody's going to die. It's not that kind of must win, but it's as must win as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, we all know what must win means. Yeah, I mean, it's literally the last game of the season.
It ends your season either way. So it's like, how do you want it to be?
It would be funny if he was just like, well, let's look at the checklist for must win games here. If you lose, do you go home? Yes. Check.
Yes.
Is there a championship on the line? Check. Do you make more money if you win? Check.
Yeah.
Does it add to your legacy as a player or coach? Check. I mean, is there a big audience? Check. Just go down the list there.
Patriots quarterback Drake May asked about his plan.
Are you and your team, are you planning to win this Sunday?
Are we planning to win? What else will we plan to do?
Yeah, that sounds like
Exactly.
a foreign reporter. He's got to cut her a little bit of slack, I think.
I guess, but are you planning to win? Nope. We are planning to lose. Also, here's Drake May, the Patriots quarterback, on who he'd like passing to him.
Gotten into tennis a little more. A lot of respects to Serena Williams, and she's maybe one of the greatest of all time, greatest female athletes of all time. And then I heard, Caitlin Clark was pulling for us in the playoffs, so hopefully catch a touchdown for Caitlin Clark would be cool. I know she's a baller.
He went
There you
along
go.
with it.
Pretty cool, yeah. He had fun with that question. Drake May, 22, 23
young.
years old? Mm-hmm. He's young. The Patriots look well-stocked for a while. Want to get to this for a moment because the Winter Olympics opening ceremony is Friday night on NBC. If you've been watching WHO 13, you've seen Justin Surrency over there. One good thing, Andy, about Justin, the reporting like we saw last night, this is a frozen shot, so you don't see it as much, but it's snowing. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's in the mountains of Italy, and it feels like the Winter Olympics. Sochi, they had to fake the snow. Where else? South Korea, they had to fake the snow. China, wherever they were.
Snow.
Yeah. But he's standing there in a snowfall. I mean, he's in what looks like it should be the Winter Olympics.
Yeah. He's in a mountain town. He's up in the Dolomites, and he is.
Dolomite.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and I imagine it's also just kind of in a system right now where they're actually getting some real winter. But don't the Winter Olympics still make snow though? Don't they still have? I'm sure they still have machines. They can never have too much.
I was looking this up earlier today. The past 3 Winter Olympics, they have had to use almost exclusively fake snow. Mm-hmm. And when they were in Russia, which sounds like a place you'd have the Winter Olympics, but they held it in a place that's their version of the South, and they had to go 100% made snow for the entire Olympics. And the last 3 Olympics, the average temperature has been between 45 and 50, which is, that's not the Winter Olympics. This is where it should be. This is a place where it should be. Italy, this will work well. And Justin is originally from Minnesota, which is where Lindsey Vonn is from. So he's known her for a while. She's 41 years old now, and Justin is up in the mountains where the skiing takes place. So 5 days ago, Lindsey Vonn had to be airlifted off a mountain in Switzerland with a torn ACL in her left knee. The downhill is coming up this Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, less than a week, or I'd be 1 day past a week when she tore the ACL. You'd think she'd be sitting it out.
I'm not letting this slip through my fingers. I'm going to do it. End of story. So I'm not letting myself go down that path. I'm not crying. My head is high. I'm standing tall. And I'm going to do my best. And whatever the result is, that's what it is. But you can never say I didn't try. Flashing that sweet-looking Rolex right there. Did you see that?
She looks great.
Mm-hmm.
She's a badass. I mean, she's tough. Mm-hmm. She comes back after 6 years. She's 3-time medalist. She has a gold medal. She's multi-world champion. She comes back. The comeback's going really well. I mean, 41-year-old skier. That's an older skier, of course. And then she tears the ACL. I mean, skiing is kind of the definition of lateral moves, isn't it? You're tilting. And I know the downhill is more of a flying down the hill, but this fascinates me. I will watch this.
Yeah, I mean, your foot is pretty well immobilized inside the boot, but I still think I would assume you need your ACL to ski at the Olympic level. But I mean, it's impressive. But Lindsey Vonn has been around for a long time. Wasn't she Tiger's first girlfriend after he took the 5-iron to the SUV?
It depends how you define girlfriend, but yeah, she was the first publicly acknowledged girlfriend, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they count the Denny's waitress.
Yeah,
after he took the 5-iron to the quarter panel,
she will ski in a knee brace. And that is, how I guess you can play or ski on a torn ACL. So she will have quite a brace there, and she has another event she's planning to do in the Olympics as well if this goes okay. We saw Spencer Lee win a wrestling championship, a national championship, I think on 2 torn ACLs. Do I have that right, AD? Do you remember?
Yep.
I don't remember. We were talking about that last time. I didn't remember that.
He did.
Was that in college or after college?
In college.
In college. Yeah, at Iowa, his junior year.
He won a national championship. Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's part of why it was so shocking when he lost, because not only did he win the first 3 national championships, he won one of them where he had no lateral movement. He just had to use all upper body moves. But this also is it's fascinating. Look forward to seeing how this goes. It's Super Bowl Sunday, so that's going to get lost a little bit. Now, Italy is 6 hours ahead of us. So NBC, which locally is WHO 13, they'll be showing live events in the afternoon and then doing that deal where they package up the best of what they think you want to see in prime time, which is how most of us will watch it. But if you want to watch it live, you can. It took them a while to go to this move, but that you need to do that in this day and age. You can't just hold it for prime time because people find out the results.
Yeah, that doesn't work anymore. There've been a few years of fumbling before they've kind of come up with a system. Remember the Olympics triple cast?
Yeah, I do.
Back in the day, that didn't work.
I do.
It
did not work.
A joke. Yeah,
I think they had the red, white, and blue channel, depending on which sport you were looking for. And now, in some ways, that was ahead of its time because that's now kind of what we're doing with the streaming options. Like you go to Peacock and you can pretty much watch anything you want live.
Sure.
Which is what the triple cast had in mind 30 years ago. That was a long time ago. Hey, let's get a good conspiracy theory. Those are always fun. Luka Garza, the legendary Hawkeye National Player of the Year, and now playing really well for the Boston Celtics. He tells the White Noise podcast a conspiracy theory that he has about Michigan State.
I think Michigan State purposely puts like the basket that they're going to shoot on in the first half on that side on purpose because it's just like the rim, as soon as you have to swish it or it doesn't go in. So I think they like do it to themselves, so they're down in the first half, and then they come back in the second half. Oh. Every time we go there, it was the same story. And, this is my conspiracy theory. But it's the worst rim in college basketball, and they only shoot on it in the first half. And so the other team comes in the second half and can't buy a bucket, and they always come back and win. That's.
Does seem like that.
I think he might be twinkle in his eye here, don't you think? Or do you think he really believes they purposely shoot on the dead rim end in the first half?
I think he might be serious about it. I mean, I think there are theories like that, and you do know if there's probably a little bit of home cooking in every arena. I mean, it's your arena. You're familiar with it. It's your people. Are they doctoring it? Whereas if it got inspected, there would be something notably wrong with it, where you could one of the officials could actually find something wrong with it. I think that's probably more of a stretch.
AD, am I understanding him correctly in that what he's saying is like Michigan State is purposely shooting on the bad rims in the first half so that as confidence builds for the visiting team, they come out in the second half. Now they're on the bad rims, but Michigan State is on the good rims.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty elaborate to pull that off.
Like Andy said, I don't think they're doctoring the rims, but if hey, this hoop is worse than this one, hell yeah, I would hope Iowa would do the same thing. You want the good rim in the second half, absolutely.
The thing that would be difficult, and maybe only the home team could do it, is like mid-game changing your approach to the game of basketball, right? Because you change the ends. Like, okay,
now we got the good rims.
Because the first half, you're still trying to shoot the ball into the basket, and you're trying to, adjust your shot a little bit to the bounce of the rim. I'm sure you're doing that. Then all of a sudden, in the second half, you just undo all that. That's hard to imagine.
Also, in these kind of conspiracy theories, even if they don't impact the game in any way, once opponents believe it, it's effective. I mean, then it becomes psychological.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
this was Hayden Fry's pink locker room. Some teams would get so worked up about the pink locker room that's how the pink locker room was effective, because you were worrying about the pink locker room. You got a home invasion, Andy? Is there something going on?
I was trying to figure out if those dog sounds were coming from my house or your house. I think it's my house. I think they're wrestling.
I don't know. It could be AD. Oh, you don't have a dog, do you?
Not my house. That's for sure.
No.
Never my house.
Surprisingly, it's not our house, so it's something going on there.
Yeah, I think it's these two wrestling. Here.
Start blinking if you're in danger and need help with anything. Hey, we're back with more and Mr. Movie on a Wednesday.
Sticks. The Hits. May 21st, Lawrence and Amphitheater. One night only. Sticks. With special guest, Cheap Trick. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster. Sticks. With special guest, Cheap Trick. Part of the Willis Summer Concert Series.
With 5 Central Iowa locations, there's always a Heartland Tire and Auto nearby to take care of everything your car needs. From oil changes to complete transmission overhauls, they do it all. For 15 years now, Heartland Tire and Auto has been a proud sponsor of Murph and Andy.
Yeah. Let's do it.
But wait, there's more. From Either Or Eatery and Patio.
All right, wide open down there at 6222 Grand Avenue. Either Or Eatery and Patio. Fantastic made from scratch menu. Top shelf made from scratch cocktails. We are picking up some speed, headed towards spring. This is the little nuggets that I look for at this time of the year. Right now, we are adding about 3 minutes of daylight each day.
Love it.
Sun rising earlier, setting later.
Love it.
Yeah. By the end of the month, we will have added an hour and 9 minutes of daylight.
In one 28-day month.
Yeah. That's some real progress. And then we'll pick up speed in March. So more good stuff to look forward to. In Michigan, a 90-year-old English teacher who's still teaching has been awarded a Guinness World Record for the longest career as a female language teacher. Beverly Hannett Price, who teaches at Detroit Country Day School in Beverly Hills, Michigan, has spent 67 years in the classroom since starting in 1958. Wow. Now, she has compiled some famous students over the years, including actor Courtney B. Vance, who's won an Emmy and a Tony, Robin Williams, and
pretty good
former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer. In related news, a reminder that Rod Stewart is coming to the State Fair in August.
How old is he?
That didn't do it for you, huh? Man, that was the whole point.
Oh, I was trying not to step on. I thought a line was coming because what's bugging Andy?
No. All that mattered was the picture. Go back to that English teacher for a second, Andrew. I was like, the moment I saw her, I was like, man, it's Rod Stewart. I was like,
Missed it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God, I missed that. I didn't get that part of it. I thought it was just an age joke because what's
Stewart.
bugging Andy? Just you roughed up some of these old performers Sunday night. And roughed us up too, but that's what you have to do. But yeah, now when I see that Sticks coming to the Lordston Theater, I just picture you talking about that guy that's on bass and testosterone therapy replacement.
Yeah.
The guy that's on guitar and one artificial
and a
hip.
plastic hip, right? Yeah. I was talking to our friend Kevin O'Connor today, though, and he was like, in all seriousness, was like, yeah, I was going to get tickets to see Rod Stewart, but then you pointed out that he'll be 81 in August. I was like, man, maybe I ought to wait on buying these tickets.
Oh, man.
He'll be 81.
Yeah.
When and if he takes the stage in August.
I think he'll make it.
A Linwood, Washington police officer got creative in catching a bike thief who was pedaling away faster than the police officer could run. So when the officer started losing ground during a January 31st chase near Highway 99, a passing resident offered him a ride. So he hopped into the back of the pickup truck. The guy sped up all the way past the guy on the bike. The police officer jumped out and arrested the person. And the person had $30,000 in active warrants. So good move there. Nice little teamwork there. Jumping in the back of the pickup. Now let's take a moment to compare the way our favorite fast food restaurants used to look with the way they look now with their new modern skins. Wendy's and Wendy's. All right, which is better?
It's the top for me, easily. I mean, it looks like a fun, welcoming, inviting place to go. The bottom Wendy's, and I was just thinking about this as we were driving through the West Des Moines Waukee area. I saw a Wendy's that looks like the one at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, like, that's not Wendy's. That looks like a coffee shop or something. It doesn't look as warm to me.
No doubt. It looks like a place where you go in and you order from a touch screen, and then you stand there until like one of 4 employees or 2 employees hands you the bag. And then that's it. Let's go on to another. That's Wendy's. That's the way they used to look. I miss the old Wendy's. The old Wendy's just Taco Bell. Now, come on, man. This isn't even close.
No contest. Yeah, there's no contest.
Taco Bell, I mean, they had flavor before you even took a bite.
Oh,
look
yeah.
Look at that.
They take 3 ingredients and make 47 different dishes.
There was a real bell.
Well, yeah, and bright colors and, a little bit of a Mexican theme to it. Now, are these restaurants you're showing on the bottom, are these restaurants that have to be this way because they're in a certain residential area or the city makes them look like a box?
I think this is the way they build them now so they can have fewer employees and just the self-ordering kiosk, whatever, the touch screen and, save money on heat, probably. I mean, they're doing it as cheap as they possibly can, and they're just a lot of these restaurants are just microwaving something in the back. They're just heating something up that's already cooked. It's depressing.
It is.
McDonald's, man,
come on,
this is so depressing.
Same.
The one on the bottom. That's totally the McDonald's. Now that could be the one in West Des Moines, right off the highway.
It's like
sucks.
it's like a McDonald's in a science fiction movie or something, and everything is gray. The top that's an over the top one. I mean, we've got the animals taking over
Noah's
the McDonald's.
Ark made into a McDonald's, but I mean the play place or the play place.
Oh yeah,
the Playland, that thing, whatever. Oh man,
go in that ball pit, get a couple of diseases.
Yeah, I mean it was unsanitary, but I mean you loved it. It built up your antibodies. I mean, I remember vividly, the ashtrays on the table and the newspapers that they would have for you. Remember that? And you'd go up there and, oh, man, it was like the chairs that kind of pivoted a little bit each way.
Have a smoke and a read.
Yeah, miss those McDonald's. Burger King. Yeah, Burger King was fun. Now it's not anymore. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that landscaping.
Now, the one on the bottom, this might be the only improvement just because Burger King has never looked this classy. Look how classy that one on the bottom. It looks like a high-end office building.
Yeah, that top one, though, you could see the smoke coming out of the flame broiler there. Sometimes
you could see it being on fire.
Yeah, I think what they had to make this change because I think all the old ones actually burned down. Got a little too much with the flame broiler. Now this one, this will make you cry, Murph.
Yeah, I'm about to cry.
Look at that Pizza Hut.
I can look in there. I can see the old chandeliers. I can see the salad bar in the middle with the unique to Pizza Hut Russian dressing that was just so good. It was orange or almost red. That was great. I can see a couple of video games there.
Maybe
I
a
can see
fireplace. Sometimes they'd have that. The jukebox.
Oh, I can see the little league teams that are in there, and they've got pitchers of Pepsi, and then you get over to the coaches, and they've got pitchers of beer.
Oh, okay. Isn't there still a demand for this though? I don't understand. I mean, Pizza Hut it seems like they've dropped off the earth. It seems like they could have a good renaissance with something like this. I just think it's flat out a better idea. Not just talking about nostalgia. This is just just a better idea on the top.
And remember those personal pan pizzas that were the rage for a while? Just a little, you get like a little pepperoni pizza, and it was extra thick, and it would cool off where you could eat it. It would cool down in a good 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
You could finally take a bite out of it.
Lots of olive oil on the bottom of that pan.
Yes,
because it's
just
fried.
grease.
It would fry the crust. Oh, damn, miss all that stuff. Meanwhile, last Sunday at church, the sermon got a little graphic.
He was a nice kid, but he was one of those kids that was always he's a real smart aleck. Was a bright kid, which didn't help things, right? Made him more dangerous. And we were outside one day at youth group, and he was just trying to push my buttons, and he was just, kind of not taking the Lord serious. And I walked over to him, and I went, bam! I punched him in the chest as hard as I crumpled the kid. I just crumpled him. And I leaned over and I said, Ben, when are you going to stop playing games with God? I led that man to the Lord right there.
Okay, I'll take things that never happened for 500, Alex.
I'd led that man to the Lord. I think you need to lead him to the emergency room by your description. What?
Give me a break.
Just macho posing up there about
whether it did or didn't happen. Give me a break there, Pastor. Give me a break. This just in from more contributor Keith on the east side of Des Moines. Remember the time when in 1986, two kids from Petaluma, California, ages 13 and 14, found about $8,000 in cash that their neighbor had thrown out during a police raid. The neighbor was a suspected drug dealer. The boys kept the money. They stayed one night at a motel, then hired a limousine to San Francisco. There they had a steak dinner, played arcade games at Pier 39, bought matching leather jackets, stayed at a hotel. Next, they flew first class using fake names to Chicago, then Columbus, Ohio. Then spent money on hotels, restaurants, rented films, and generous tips. 5 days later, they were arrested at the Columbus airport with about $5,000 remaining. And look, if you don't believe me, here's David Jackson with more.
Ran out the back with the $8,000 in cash. They then believe that he got on the phone, called his 12-year-old friend, and told him about the money, and the spending spree got underway.
What were you doing a week ago today?
Having a great time. And we rented a limousine, and they took us, Pier 39 is, took us down there, all those games are. We spent about $200 with the games sitting there. And we bought some clothes, bought these leather jackets right here, San Francisco. I don't know what leather shop. It says it on the back, but that don't matter.
Ray Jr. sums up his adventure in 3 ways. It was fun, he doesn't feel guilty about taking and spending drug money, and he wouldn't ever do it again.
Well, it's dangerous. We could have got people killed for that money.
Ray's life has changed. He's broke again. Police are keeping the thousands of dollars they didn't spend, at least for now. Ray will also be looking for new friends. His parents will be sending him to a new school.
Wow. What a helmet of hair he has. Look at that hair.
Marty says it looks like the feral kid from Road Warrior. He totally does.
Yes, it does.
The kid
Good
with the
pull.
boomerang that lived in the hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just grunted.
How in the world has this not been made a movie? I mean, these kids on this adventure. And they
jacket.
The jacket. It's got the name on the back.
Spent $200 at a video arcade, which was all in quarters. That's a long.
And thank you, news team, for letting me know that was a reenactment, and you weren't actually following them with the camera.
That's your more, everybody.
Nicely done. Confluence is the official beer of Murph and Andy, has been for a long, long time, and Confluence is where good things come together. Stop by the tap room anytime or look for Confluence. It's just about everywhere these days. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Mike Woody, also known as Mr. Movie.
It's time to go to the movies with Mr. Movie, Mike Woody, presented by P&P Small Engines.
Hello, Mike.
Oh, no.
Are you joking? Oh, no. Can't hear him.
That's just got to be a quick switch right there, right?
That's got to be
switch
something.
on his microphone. You got a microphone that says on off there, Mike.
Oh, no. All right. Well, P&P Small Engines, good time for a tune-up.
Got mine all tuned up. Yeah, they came and got it. It's all ready. Now all we need is some semblance of a spring.
That would be nice. Spring will be here. I do. You are right. I do feel better with it being February. It does feel better, like something is lifted. Maybe it's just the temperatures, because Ed was saying last night, 50s by early next week.
Yeah.
It looks good. Andy, I know I sent you a text message last night or the night before, urging you to watch Miracle, the boys of 80s.
The new documentary on
the new
on
Netflix.
Miracle on Ice, yeah.
And I feel like we've seen so many of these that I could see somebody being hesitant to watch one more, or we're getting to the point in time where to recall the Miracle on Ice, you're at least 50, right? Probably.
Yeah, I mean 1980, and to recall something, I think you need to be at least 8, 7, 8, whatever, right? And so I think it's something like it's still such an amazing story that there's always some new spin, and I think there's probably a bit of a sense of urgency to get all that you can out of these guys before we start to lose them, because they absolutely are getting up there. I mean, these guys were all they were players. They would have been college players.
Right
when I started watching the NHL. So it was a long time ago.
They're late 60s, might be some that have crossed over into their 70s. And as you can see in this, because I highly recommend this. It's worth seeing. It's a couple of reasons for that. One is all of the players, Jim Craig, Mike Eruzione, Mark Johnson, they're all in this extensively with conversations and commenting on news clips from 45 years ago and moments from 45 years ago. And they tear up a lot, and you will too, if you can remember what this meant in the United States of America at the time. So that part of it's very good. Herb Brooks's 2 kids are there. And one of the most interesting parts of this latest documentary is how they all wish they had more of a relationship with Herb Brooks, but they all completely respect and understand what he did. But he's been dead for more than 20 years, and they just wish they, after it was over even, had some kind of relationship with him, and they really didn't. So that's a big part of this. And then they do a great job of showing why this meant so much more than just a gold medal, or just how depressed the country was at the time, the Cold War, the gas lines, the recession, just how much America needed this, and it becomes the thing that pulls us together. And they have a lot of clips I had never seen before.
Well,
it's
and
very good.
we hosted the Olympics that year in Lake Placid, and Americans had a lot of success that year. I mean, Eric Heiden was the biggest star, as I recall, of those Olympics.
And he's in this. He's interviewed a lot in this.
And that was outdoors that he was skating. That's crazy. But yeah, it was the first Olympics that I was really aware of. 1976. I sort of remember images of Nadia Comaneci. That's about maybe a tiny little bit of Bruce Jenner. I don't remember watching any of that. But so 1980 is it. And then we didn't have a Summer Olympics that year,
right,
because of the Russian invasion of Afghanistan. But for hockey fans, this is for many hockey fans, and certainly just for the game of hockey in America, this is a turning point. because you have a couple of things going on. I mean, the league had just expanded from the original 6 like 13 years earlier. It hadn't been very long that cities like, St. Louis had hockey teams. And the NHL had just absorbed the WHA with a number of teams and a number of stars. And at the same time, Wayne Gretzky is being introduced to the NHL. So you have all of that. Now that's all that other stuff is good and it's growing. And you've got this built-in star for everybody to turn to. But what it really needed in the United States is a reason for Americans to believe that they had a major place at the table. Now, there weren't Russian players or Slovakian players or, really, there was a limited number of even like Swedes and Finns in the NHL at that point. But, it was all Canada. And so the fact that the United States wins this gold medal in these American Olympics, I mean, that just, I can remember talking about that at school and, the kids being, I played hockey at the time, but kids suddenly being much more interested in the game of hockey. And this is the, one of, but I'd say the biggest impetus there.
Yeah, it's really well done. Several of the players have died. So we're already moving to that phase. They make that acknowledgement at the end, and Herb Brooks is gone. The other thing, it left me with the feeling of just how accurate the movie Miracle is. Yeah. Like you hear about, especially from the players, or like in the movie that
speech
where the speech, but also there's that night that they talk about it in this, the college kid, they're all college age kids, and they're young men. They're completely distracted in Sweden by all the beautiful women in the stands, and they skate to a tie, but Brooks keeps them all night skating what they called Herbies, back and forth, but essentially gassers, suicides, whatever you called them when you played. And they do come and tell him, Coach, we have to turn the lights off. Turn them off. So they turn the lights out in the arena, and he keeps them there. And that is all real. That seemed to me like a made for a movie moment, but they all remember it in great detail. AD, we see Mr. Movie. Hi, Mr. Movie. Can't hear you. Gosh darn it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I just had him there. It's got to be just a quick little fix there.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Yo.
Yeah, gosh. All right, Mr. Movie. Let's go out of the box here. Catherine O'Hara, also known as Bam Bam. We lost her this week. Bam Bam is an incredible character on Curb Your Enthusiasm. But Catherine O'Hara had quite a body of work. Over decades. And much of it on television.
Yeah.
Going back to SCTV and those things. But she
and then
made
Schitt's
a mark.
Creek also.
Oh, yeah.
She's great in that.
Won Emmys for Schitt's Creek. So there's many directions we could go. We're all going to pick one movie here, and I'm picking the mockumentary Dog Show. She is
Best in Show.
Best in Show. I'm sorry, not Dog Show. Best in Show. It's about dog shows, and I didn't know anything about dog shows, but this movie is hilarious. Fred Willard kind of steals it at the end with his commentary, but it's funny throughout and just not that exaggerated for if you know people that are a little too into their dogs.
It's a great movie.
It is funny from start to finish.
I think it's probably, Spinal Tap, although that doesn't really count, but of the more modern Christopher Guest ensemble movies, this is my favorite.
It's my favorite too.
Waiting for Guffman, as Halter Hawk points out, is also really, really funny, and she's great in that.
Yeah, Mighty Wind is really good.
A Mighty Wind,
oh, yeah.
But Best in Show is in my opinion the best of them, and I'm someone who I've been to a lot of dog shows. I've always liked to go to dog shows, and the kids like to go, and we just went to one a couple of weekends ago down at the State Fairgrounds, and it's not. I mean, it's silly and it's a caricature, of course. But it's not. It's based on enough reality that I think dog show people watch this and they're like, oh yeah, I know somebody just like that. It's not. It's based in truth, which is what's funny. But she's so funny in the movie just because and how much of those Mr. Movie are improv? I mean, I think quite a bit, right?
I think quite a bit is improv. They just let those people go, especially when you've got that kind of talent in front of a camera.
And they have relationships. They know each other.
They have an
really
improvisational background too. It's just a shame in many countries they eat these dogs.
Andrew, you were talking earlier about the scene at the table where it's Larry Miller and Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara, and I don't remember the name of the actress, but they're sitting there and they've had a past relationship. Larry Miller and Catherine O'Hara and O'Hara have, but Larry Miller's talking. What is he? A hostage negotiator?
He's a crisis negotiator for people that are threatening to jump to their deaths. He's like, hey, little spoiler, they all jump.
They all jump. Yeah, most people don't know that, but they all jump.
And then he goes out. He's yelling at his kid. Come on, you don't have the guts.
Thumb your eyeball out. Yeah, it's so funny. My movie is not nearly as good, but it's just it's propped up by it's Orange County. It's propped up by Jack Black and by her. I mean, she's so funny. I'm glad you found a shot where she's holding the wine glass. There's just like the subtle little things that you know that somebody that knows comedy does, where Colin Hanks is trying to get into Stanford and somebody from the university comes over to interview him and he's got to make this really good impression, but she's there and she's kind of drunk and she's got this bottle of Chardonnay and then she's filling her glass. And I don't know why it just struck me as so funny. And I've always thought back and laughed about it. But, you know, there's just like this code when you're pouring a glass of wine that you only pour it to like maybe half full, is as full as you make it. She fills it like all the way to the top, like it's a beer. She fills it all the way to the top, and like takes a pull off the very top, and she just downs the whole thing. She's really funny in this movie.
That's an underrated movie. Mr. Movie, what do you have?
I'm going to go with a very obvious choice, and because it was such a great part of my kids growing up, and that's Home Alone. And she plays the mom in Home Alone. And I'm telling you, as good as the rest of the cast is, she gets some of the best laughs and the best lines in this movie. And it's just, it's a classic.
She's kind of the anchor of this movie because for any of it to work, you have to have a mom that is in serious crisis because her son is missing. And she hits some of those notes very well. Like even in her panic when she meets up with John Candy and the polka singers there, just trying to do anything to find Kevin.
Well, and
she's
in
really
that
good.
scene, the most underrated part to me is when it's Gus Polinski and he's going down his list of accolades with her, and you can see her. She's like in a hurry.
Yeah.
She didn't have time to listen to this guy's bullshit. And he's just going on.
Polka.
And she's kind of looking to the side. Then finally she's just like, I'm sorry. Did you say you could help me? Cuts him off.
Polka. Yeah. No?
We sold about 632 albums in, really? Worldwide? No, in Sheboygan. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. John Candy made like $700 for that. He did it as a favor. What do you have, AD?
Yeah, well, I know her best as those other ones, but the first time I saw Catherine O'Hara was in Beetlejuice. And I have older brothers, so I was watching things too early than I should have been. And so this movie scared the absolute crap out of me, but she's really good in it, and especially in this scene. It's like the iconic dinner table scene where they're possessed and they're singing Harry Belafonte's Day-O, the Banana Boat song, and her facial expressions and just her kind of physical comedy was really good in this.
Yeah, and she was a beautiful woman, so she was funny, but she could also play the romantic interest, or gosh, she could do just about anything. She was so talented. It's a tremendous loss. And she had that I don't know the right word for it, but it's like mirroring, like all of her organs were on the opposite side that they normally would be. Like her heart was on her right side. Everything
really?
is reversed. Yeah.
I didn't know that could happen.
They don't know that had anything to do with her sudden and unexpected death, but that has always been something that has provided some challenges for her. So, yeah.
Wow.
That was a
Didn't
new
know.
one for me.
That must have freaked out the doctors when they first saw that. Like, I don't think
I'm
your kid
sure.
has a heart.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just looking in the wrong place.
Yeah, wrong side. Yeah,
Wow.
she seemed like such a cool person too. I remember there's a well-known soundbite with her where somebody comes up to her and says, it's a reporter. I'm such a huge fan of your work. What would you say was your favorite role? And she says, Mom. And I thought, got it just right. That she seemed to get it just right. We're going to talk about this for a moment. Andy, you haven't seen Send Help, but AD and Mr. Movie and I have. This dominated the box office. It's already made back its budget. It is from Sam Raimi. It is absolutely bonkers. I went with Cade and his girlfriend. I don't like horror movies. So about an hour into it, I'm thinking, this is kind of turning into a love story, a rom-com. I like this movie. I wish Jenny had come with us. And then it comes completely off the rails into gory horror movie. And we saw it in 3D, which I didn't know. We're at Copper Creek, Fridley Theaters, and we saw it in 3D. And it's pretty effective 3D. So I would say if you like horror movies and you're a Rachel McAdams fan, you will like this. I don't like horror movies, so I was not prepared for everything I saw.
You are a big Rachel McAdams fan. I don't think you've ever made a secret about that.
Yeah, ever since The Notebook, she's great in this too, by the way.
She is.
Mr. Movie, is that the Maze Runner grown up, the male lead?
Yep.
In this movie?
Yeah.
Okay. He's great.
He's really
good. It's just the two of them on the island in a game of survival. And wow, there are some big twists in this, but it does get gory. What'd you give this, Mike? A C?
I think it was a C, maybe a C plus. I mean,
Okay.
it just went too far. It went too far and it went too long.
It goes. It's like an hour and 45 minutes or so, but this is me. I'm rooting for them to live happily ever after, and I don't know why I thought that was going to happen because this is Sam Raimi. AD, what did you and Judy think?
It was, a lot of exactly what you said. It's not the normal type of movie we would have gone to, but we found ourselves with an opportunity, so we went, and it's not boring, that's for sure. A lot happens. It's funny in a way. It's like that's not comedic. I laughed a lot, but a lot of it was kind of like nervous laughter.
What is it rated?
Hard
It's gotta
R.
be, yeah. There were several times where we were both kind of blocking our eyes and is that over yet? There's a lot of like gross
vomiting.
Even not gory gross, but just close up of tuna fish on the side of your mouth gross.
Had me for a moment thinking about taking Eddie to this.
No.
I don't think so.
No, he'll have some nightmares.
He does have nightmares too.
And I don't know what kind of filter Raimi used on this, but everything red just seems blood red. There's a lot of blood.
How about the evolution of the 3D glasses though? Those have gotten 100% better.
They've gotten better, and now you recycle them, you throw them into honor system, you just put them in a bin on your way out. But yeah, those are better.
It just kind of looks like you're like blind or something rather than just like a regular dude wearing those things around. And it's funny because I guess I thought that 3D movies would be one of those things that just once technology improved, it just kind of left it by, and it was a thing back in lost in the 80s that we never returned to, but it stayed with us.
Mike, did you see this in 3D or just regular?
I just saw it regular.
Okay,
3D would have been way too much.
He definitely, oh yeah, they designed things for 3D for sure. Like they're carrying the spear, when they're hunting for the boar, Rambo style, and the spear just keeps coming at you, and you're
that's a good effect.
Trying to get it out of your face. But most disturbingly, AD, you didn't see 3D either, did you?
Nope.
there are at least 2 projectile vomiting scenes where the vomit comes straight at you in 3D. Like, what the hell is going on here? All right, Mr. Movie, let's get to some reviews this week. Shelter with Jason Statham. You know, I can get Jenny to a Statham movie. She likes these action movies. They're kind of similar. Is this one any good?
I would say that it's not good, but I would say that it's great. Because I kind of like Jason Statham. I mean, he's fun. Some of his movies are really bad. Some are stupid. This movie, he plays a guy who's in hiding, and they don't tell you how long, but he's got some bad people looking for him, and he's in this horrible place. It's not even in our country, and a boat crashes in front of his home. It's a dad and his daughter. Dad goes down. The daughter, he saves the daughter, and she has to rehab. It's a great setup, but the problem is now he's on the radar, and he's been in hiding for what seems like years. Him and his dog. That's it. And this girl comes in, and she's not in good shape, and he nurses her back to health. Well, the people looking for him find out, and
Action
I
begins.
guess you feel sorry for the people that were looking for him, because
Oh,
it does not work out well. But the girl adds a little element to the film that you don't usually get, where you see him. He can be very generous. He can be very caring, and he can also be really deadly. But
I'm gonna need you to keep your head down.
To give a Jason Statham movie an A-. I mean, I had to check myself. It's like, okay.
Wow.
I went back and looked at my notes, and it's like, it was good.
Yeah. All right. That's a take Jenny to see Shelter. Okay, good.
I
Thank
would
you.
take her tonight.
Well, I have to work, but maybe somebody will take her.
Well,
The
there you
Testament of Ann Lee. I don't even know what this is.
Oh my God. That's Amanda Seyfried right there in the middle. And it's a story. Hold on, I got to look at my notes because it's very complicated. It's the Testament of Ann Lee.
You realize you're on Murph and Andy, right?
And I'm sorry. I just
No, that's
wait,
all right.
Wait till you get to the next one. Okay, she's a Shaker, which is a religious sect that kind of broke off from the Quakers, and they can sing, they can dance, whereas the Quakers can't do that, and they can have children, they can have sex, and it's a very interesting movie because you learn a lot about this religion that I had no idea. The only way I knew about this religion is because they make furniture. You guys have probably seen and heard about Shaker furniture. This is where that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they will just be in a room together, and then all of a sudden they just start shaking.
Yeah.
And everybody does it. It's kind of a weird thing, but it was very interesting. It's
one of the reasons the furniture takes so long to make. They're just always getting distracted.
Yeah, they start. If you start shaking in the middle of making a chair, it can make it difficult to finish.
I will tell you that it's a very well done movie. It's very well made. It's a B- or a B+. I mean, and it's going to be a different movie for a lot of people.
So period piece there?
It's a period piece, yes.
It sounds like something Sipker would do a Scott school on. And then you went to Melania? You reviewed Melania?
I'm every weekend I like to see a horror movie. And so I went out.
Jeez, Mr. Movie.
I'm sorry. Was that I thought my mic was off again.
No, this is, go ahead.
But I don't know. It was packed. The theater was packed at the Palms. Mm-hmm. Now, with that,
when we went to see we went to see Send Help, everybody in front of us was buying tickets to Melania.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
all the MAGAs, yep, they all
the theater was
out for it.
The theater was packed, but it was also the smallest theater at the Palms. So it's not like it was, people going crazy, but it's a puff piece. There was no reason to have this film other than she probably wanted it.
Bezos wanted to get on Trump's best side too.
It's directed by Brent Ratner, right? The guy who did Rush Hour.
The guy on the in the Epstein files.
Yeah.
There are so many people in the Epstein files.
Yeah. He was also he's got quite
who
the checkered
wasn't in
past.
the Epstein files? I was not. I mean, it's gotten to the point where you need like a show of hands.
I'm not having this conversation because I might have been there. But it's
this movie was absolutely excoriated by the critics.
It's just
that's a shock.
Absolutely killed it. Well,
yeah.
That's not surpoming at all.
It's
You
a
couldn't
C minus
expect that
at
anything.
best. A C minus.
C minus. Okay, that's actually more generous than I thought you'd be. Coming soon, Solo Mio, The Strangers, Chapter 3, Stray Kids, Dracula, Buffalo Kids, which is animated, and Still Hope. That's like a February dump or something. What's going on?
It's February. Exactly. People are still seeing the Christmas movies. People are still trying to catch up with all of that stuff. And they're waiting for the summer stuff. And this is the kind of thing you get. Although I think the Kevin James movie looks like it could be charming.
That's Solo Mio?
Solo Mio. He's a guy that goes to Rome to get married. His fiance deserts him on the altar, and he decides he's going to go on a honeymoon with himself.
Well, he could take my spot in the cooking class there in Rome. We have an opening. All right, Mr. Movie, what are you going to see of those? What are you seeing this weekend?
I'm definitely seeing Solo Mio, and then after that, it's pretty much a crapshoot.
Have you seen the Mel Brooks documentary yet on HBO?
I have
it's
not.
2 parts. It's good. I'm in the first part. I haven't gotten to the second
Is it
part
2
yet.
parts or is it 3 parts?
It's too many parts. These documentaries.
It's at least 2 parts.
It's too
I
much.
thought maybe it was even 3, but
I have 2 in the queue.
I'm excited to see this, and do we need 4 hours on
No.
Mel Brooks? Like
it's
I'm sure it's
longer
good.
than
I'm
it
sure
needs
it's
to be.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's just like anytime I see a documentary anymore that's a series or in multiple parts, it's like I'll let Murph tell me how it was.
He is 100 years old. Almost.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a lot of career.
They spent a lot of time on Blazing Saddles and going through all that, and it's I mean, there's more to comment on about that movie, but I mean, it's got everybody in it. It's including Rob Reiner. It must have been the last thing that Rob Reiner did, but it's fascinating, and Mel Brooks, Jerry Seinfeld's in there. There's some really interesting interactions that are in that documentary. It's really worth watching.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. Maybe
All
I'll
right.
do that this weekend.
There you go. It sounds like you can just spend the whole weekend watching that. I'll be at Shelter. Thanks, Mr. Movie.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
That's Mr. Movie presented by P&P Small Engines. Time now for Throwdowns.
Yep, sure is.
Throwdowns. It's Throwdowns. Backed by Heartland Tire and Auto.
There we go. Heartland Tire and Auto brings us Throwdowns. Each and every show, we appreciate them. An authorized dealer of both Firestone and Bridgestone tires. Andy, we're going to start with you. We all believe that the Iowa State men are capable of making a Final Four, but that's still pretty unlikely. Fill in the blank. Iowa State must accomplish blank for this to be considered a successful season.
They have to take it above Sweet 16. It needs to make it to. They need to make the Elite Eight, and again, I mean, that's happened exactly once in all my time here, and that was an exceptional team a long time ago. So that is a significant accomplishment with the talent that they've got here. I don't think there's any way that you could say that that's asking for too much. But I mean, the ball has been sitting on the Sweet 16 yard line for a long time at Iowa State. And this is what needs to happen for the fan base to feel like this talented, deep team that's very similar from last year's team has advanced the ball.
If you define successful as meeting the expectations and the desires of most of the fan base, I agree completely with Andy. I mean, a Sweet 16, for context, is something Iowa hasn't experienced since the 90s. So a Sweet 16 is always a big deal. But when you have a team that blew out number 1 Purdue at Purdue, and you have a team that you think is capable of winning the national championship, you can't stop at the Sweet 16 and have everybody feel like that season met my expectations. That was successful. So I think he's right. I think it's Elite 8.
All right, Murph, Groundhog Day was Monday, which, of course, reminds us all of the Bill Murray movie, in which he uses his unlimited time to learn French, learn how to play the piano, learn how to ice sculpt. If you had unlimited time to learn a skill, you go into some box that doesn't, time doesn't exist, and you come out when you learn the skill. What skill are you learning?
I would learn how to make Mr. Movie's microphone work each week. I guess IT
Not enough
would
time.
be okay. Not enough time for
You
that.
only have like 35 years.
It would be to learn multiple foreign languages, because one of the things, as I've been able later in life to travel, one of the things that really strikes me is how almost everybody speaks English, and I almost expect that that's going to happen. Yet I don't speak anyone else's language, and we try to be respectful. We try to learn some words. I mean, we definitely are not ugly tourists, but I would just like to be able to go to Italy and speak Italian, or visit Mexico and speak the language, those kind of things.
I would throw myself into learning more about carpentry and electrician work and plumbing and that kind of stuff that I could do around the house. I mean, I'm relatively handy, but I mean, I have family members, brothers, cousins, uncles, grandfather who could do anything and, add any kind of room, do all that kind of work. And I just have not picked up and practiced those skills enough. I wish I were better at that kind of thing, because I think I'm pretty domestic guy anyway, so I think I would do a lot more projects. Definitely would save a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, that's Throwdowns.
All right. Thank you, AD. Speakpipe.com/Murph_Andy is where you can leave a rant. And we'll play these back Friday, so there's plenty of time to get in. You can do it anytime, day or night. It's really easy. And as you've heard, the audio is crystal clear. And then AD adds photos, and that's sometimes my favorite part. So leave a rant, can be on anything. Doesn't have to be sports, doesn't have to be more. Could just be anything. And it's all powered by Cellular Advantage. Cellular Advantage has 35 regional locations. I should probably check with Doug Eklund, make sure they're still at 35.
It might be at like 39 by now.
Yeah, he could have added one this morning. Proud partner of U.S. Cellular and now T-Mobile. Time for the Andrew Downs audio drop of the day, and we call it the AD Square.
Yeah, and actually, quickly before we get there, we have so many concerts going on in Iowa everywhere right now, so many chances for you to win tickets, and there's one this weekend, Saturday night, Vibrant Music Hall in Waukee. Hairball is going to be there, an always popular act. We have tickets giving away right now on our socials, so Iowa Everywhere on X or on Facebook, go there. That's how you enter to win. Tickets are still available at Ticketmaster.com, so give that a check that out. And yeah, the audio drop is powered by Game Day Men's Health. Ankeny, West Des Moines, North Liberty, wherever you are, there is a Game Day near you that can help you out. Guys, we've long been fascinated on this show by Marshawn Lynch.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Just his self-confidence, his casual vulgarity, just the way he kind of talks and carries himself is always fascinating to watch. He's so, I could just watch him do anything, I feel like. Well, Bill Maher learned about that when he had Marshawn Lynch as a guest on his Club Random podcast, where they basically sit around, smoke weed, and just talk. And Bill Maher brought up the time that he went to a strip club with the rapper Killer Mike.
Yeah. He took me to the Blue Flame. See what I'm talking? Damn, maybe I need to tap in with him. You definitely do. Was it hella ass cheeks in that motherfucker? It was so ridiculous. It was like a cartoon. Ridiculous? To me, ridiculous. Oh, in a good way.
Not in a good way.
It was hella ass. That much ass. It was bad?
Just, you know what? People have different ideas of beauty, and we are all allowed to, like, you know, when you order in a restaurant, I like it rare and you like it well done, whatever.
You goddamn right. You
Okay.
but
So, like, I've never been, what? We're shaking on that? Okay, great. So I've been to strip clubs. I just was never to one like that, where it was so exaggerated. The bulbousness of the buttocks, sometimes matched by a voluptuousness of the chestal region.
Yes,
big
ass.
I think.
Yeah, God. Sound like you was in over your head. You wasn't ready for all that ass.
I was completely ready for it. It was literally over my head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Marshawn Lynch's speaking cadence is unlike anyone else's. I mean, it's so natural yet so unique.
Well, he's like, we're on a podcast here. Why are you using all of this?
The bulbousness of the behind.
The bulbousness of the behind.
Yeah. What?
And he's more descriptive. It's more descriptive than that on HBO. On his podcast, it literally doesn't matter.
Hadn't thought of that. That is odd. Quickie poll results are WCI pools and spas.
Were you aware the NFL Pro Bowl was Tuesday night? No, not aware. So 75%. Yeah, that's a problem on a sports-heavy podcast. 25% say yes, I am / was aware. Maybe they forgot.
Hey, thank you for hanging out with us today. We do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe so we can all meet again. We'll be back on Friday, and we hope you are too. And just one more reminder, the Iowa Everywhere Party coming up at the Irish February 27th. That's a Friday.